Muted. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the multi-age classroom. So all Montessori classrooms, except for toddler, are multi-age groups. And so these are typically ages 3 to 6 in the preschool level, ages 6 to 9 in lower elementary, and then ages 9 to 12 in upper elementary, and so on with middle school and high school. The purpose of these multi-age groups is to build responsibility as older students lead younger students through different activities, and the younger children can observe what the older children are doing, kind of encourages them to try and learn things, or later when they are learning it, they kind of remember seeing a classmate doing the same job. Older children might be the ideal assistant teacher for their peers because they just recently learned the subject themselves. And sometimes students are kind of take something differently from another child, another one of their friends. Multi-age groupings more closely mirror society when we're working with people of all different ages and interacting with individuals of different ages. And so this type of classroom arrangement provides for lots of different needs for children, and actually has been shown to have less peer-to-peer conflict or less conflict in the classroom. Since we know that all children and all individuals learn differently, a multi-age classroom can provide students who may be developmentally behind with not being labeled, or gives them confidence to kind of do their best work and be able to have that space to work at a slower pace or a faster pace. And oftentimes you kind of see, even in this picture, that classrooms take on like a family environment where the younger students are, kind of looking up to the older students as siblings, and it really helps with collaboration. So Dr. Maria Montessori developed these multi-ages through her own study of children, and also through her kind of discovery of the sensitive periods of learning. And this led to the 4 planes of development. So a sensitive period is what Maria Montessori referred to as a time when a child is most ready to learn a skill. So for example, when children are first born to about age 4, Maria Montessori described this time period as the absorbent mind, and children are rapidly taking in information from their surroundings. They're kind of mirroring the actions of those around them, and probably anyone who's been around a young child or had a young child or has a young child has seen how children kind of imitate those around them, be it their older siblings or sometimes the adult. And through this, she kind of developed these multi-age groupings and the materials and the setup of the classroom to appeal to what the child was most ready to learn. So the first plane of development, the preschool and toddler level, ages 0 to 6, is when children really have a strong desire for physical independence. And so Montessori practical life jobs help fulfill this desire, which will be spoken about later. And the preschool age is also a time when they really refine movement. So you can see there a child, learning to cut a banana, these kind of fine motor skills of washing, or even lots of the materials have knobs so that they're working on those fine motor skills that they'll need later for writing. By the elementary level, children have moved from the absorbent mind to the reasoning mind. And this is the second plane of development. And in this plane, children can think more abstractly, more logically. They become more philosophical, more imaginative, and they're much more interested in group work. So children are kind of focused on social relationships, learning about history, human culture, how the world works through tools and machines. And basically through this elementary level, the second plane of development, children are kind of trying to figure out, what's my place in society? We try to, Montessori classrooms provide a lot of space for children of this age to work together, to mentor each other, to really dive deeper into subjects, history and science, especially through the use of timelines. I know the lower elementary is actually doing, or has been doing, a lot with timelines right now. And a lot of this is done through something called cosmic education. And this teaches about how the world's interconnected, and how we all kind of work together. On the third plane, which we don't have the third plane at our school, but I'll speak a little bit about it, that's adolescence. And this plane focuses most on self-assessment and critical thinking. Adolescents have a strong desire for emotional independence, and they're really working on constructing their social self, wanting more control of their own life. And then the fourth and final plane, which is ages 18 to 24, focuses on financial independence, hopefully. So throughout this stage, the young adult is working to find their place within the world. And this is kind of the final stage of growth, where the child is growing into a contributing member of society. So the groupings, these multi-age groupings are very purposeful. It provides a space not only for children to work on the development of themselves, but also on their problem-solving skills through group work, their leadership skills, their confidence, and their independence. This is one of the reasons that we strongly encourage children to complete each cycle, because we've seen the benefits in Montessori education when children have that final year and they can be the leaders, build that confidence, and then move on to their next level, their next plane of development.